Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. Welcome back to the Witchy Show. We are doing a collaboration with Lunar Wisdom, and we are talking today about a spell to heal emotional self. Now, this is going to be strictly a talking video with no props, and the reason for that is because it is very important that you understand that there is no spell to heal the emotional self. Okay? I mean, you're going to go down to that description, you're going to click on Lunar Wisdom's link, and she's probably going to have a spell for you. But in my opinion, and in my craft, and in my path, there is no such thing. I live in this place called reality. Okay? Yes, we as witches can manipulate the energies of other people and manipulate other people in order to gain the things that we want or need in order to survive or make it through. However, when it comes to the emotional psyche and the mentality of human beings, this is an area where I will not fuck around with spells. I will not fuck around with it. I will not cast a spell to lift depression. I will not cast a spell to lift traumatic events. Instead, I'll send you to therapy, where you belong. A lot of people think that you can cast a spell to take away memories of rape, or take away memories of child abuse, or take away memories of crazy Uncle Jim. Yeah. Think about that. You know, people are always in these Facebook groups and sometimes on YouTube looking for spells to cure depression, manic depression, bipolar, drug addiction, basically anything that affects the mentalness, why do I keep saying mentalness? Mentality or emotional responses of people, you know, like there's no such spell and it can't be done. And if it can be done, it shouldn't be done. It should not absolutely at all ever be done. It's the same reason why a lot of these Hollywood TV shows, when they show magic and whatnot, and they talk about healing the sick or curing cancer, anything like that, how it can't be done. It's because in reality, you cannot cast a spell that will automatically cure cancer or cure depression or do this or do that. You need to make sure that you are seeing the appropriate therapists and taking the appropriate medications if needed. Okay, if you are dealing with childhood trauma and abuse and neglect and rape and all of that dark, nasty stuff, magic is not going to help you. It won't. A lot of people will say, well, these are things you witch through. No, these are things that you need to deal with on a human level. On a human level, going to a therapist, talking with a doctor, talking with a crisis counselor if you're suicidal. You cannot cure the emotional self. There is no spell. Contrary to what anybody says, there is no way to cure yourself of depression without taking the proper mundane steps. Seeing a therapist, talking to a counselor, taking prescribed medications if needed. If you are sitting there watching this video thinking I'm full of shit, and that there are plenty of spells, maybe that's your path. But I'm coming from reality, where there is no spell. This isn't an episode of Charmed, this isn't an episode of Buffy, this isn't the Vampire Diaries, and this damn well isn't Supernatural. You can't cast your way out of this. You have to deal with it, like a normal human being. Okay? So I hope that illuminates you a little bit on mental health and witchcraft. There is no spell. Sorry to say it. For those of you dealing with depression or suicidal tendencies or bipolar or schizophrenia or manic phases or whatever the case may be, whatever mental crisis you're dealing with, A, is not an excuse for bad behavior, and B, cannot be cast out of. If I could cure depression with magic, trust me, I would have cured mine a long time ago. If I could cure cancer with magic, my brother-in-law wouldn't be dead. Okay? We live in reality. We don't live in some fantasy world. The occult cannot do everything. If it could, Donald Trump wouldn't be president. Cancer would be cured, war would be over, and the world would be smiling and happy, and everybody would be lovey and dovey. Well, guess what? We live in reality where that shit doesn't happen. Okay? So that is my video on this subject. Please go down to the description and click on Lunar Wisdom's video to see what she says about the subject. Me personally, there is no spell. There is no way to cast your way out of emotional baggage. You have to deal with it like a human being. Some people might argue, what about shadow work? It really depends on the situation. Shadow work is a way of quote-unquote witching through it. But at the same time, you have to realize that sometimes some of the stuff that you're dealing with does require professional help and possibly medication. Be a human first, be a witch second. Because we are humans. We're made of flesh and blood and bone and tissue. Take care of that.